Good morning, my friends. Happy Blur's Day. Somebody said that this morning, and it does feel like Blur's Day. It feels like one of those holiday weeks where you're like, what day is it? What week am I in? What month? But that's okay. I don't mind that at all. I don't mind that. People were asking us how vacation was, and it was funny. Chuck had the best answer. Our vacation was Groundhog's Day over and over and over again, it's okay. It was wonderful. I feel like sometimes the daily feels like Groundhog's Day over and over and over, and that's where I get Blur's Day. I don't know what day it is. Amy, good morning. Good morning. Milk foam is on point today. I'm drinking it pretty fast. Kimberly, good morning. Carrie, good morning, beautiful lady. Right back at you. Michelle, good morning. I'm loving all the sunshine. We need more sunshine power over these next few days. Charmaine, good morning. Corey, good morning. I woke up late. I will see you on demand. All right, Corey, have a fantastic day. And I believe your sister-in-law or your sister gave you a shout out this morning for introducing her to the program. Robin, good morning. Kayla, good morning. How's the milk foam, Kayla? I feel like I need to see more pictures of your milk foam. I know when I first I was taking tons of pictures. It still is. I'm still trying to figure out my favorite. And yesterday we were out and about on the town. So I got a Starbucks and it was terrible. I love my coffee. No offense, Starbucks. I love you. Susan, good morning. Deanna, tequila. Amy, good morning. Victoria, good morning. Monica, good morning. Kim, good morning. I believe I've shown you this shirt before. Charlie, happy day. But this shirt is the epitome of who I am. Dog mom. It's the epitome of who I am. Tammy, hello. Karen, good morning. Corey, she's loving all of it. Yes, I love that. Lisa, good morning. Kayla, LOL, I did a chai tea latte this morning. I haven't really had time to tweak my foaming skills. I gotcha. No pressure. Chuck here. Roxanne fact. She yawns a lot. Do I yawn a lot? I'm a yawner. It's true. I do. I yawn a lot. Those are silent screams for coffee. But you know what the best part about that is? I can be having a coffee and still yawning. Stacy, good morning. Victoria, me too. Dog mom times 4 Great Danes. We didn't know if we knew anybody else that had 4 dogs. I love that. I love it. And actually, I have to share a picture of my son brought his dog over to our house. The first time we've had a strange dog at our house. And it was the sweetest thing. But are you dog moms out there afraid of when your dog meets other dogs? Like, are you that, I'm so scared of that. I was so nervous. But it went wonderful after I had my little nervous, like, oh my gosh. And a cat. Oh, I'm not gonna get there on that one with you. I couldn't even imagine a cat with these dogs. I think it would be, but our 2 littles are like cats, so that's all right. Good morning, Julie. All right, the title of today's video is What Held Me Back? I talk a lot about the work I did to get where I am, but I don't share a lot about where I was mentally. I mean, I do and I don't. Before I started my journey to be a more positive, happy person. Dina, good morning. Tammy, once you get a Wrigley, you can't have any more. What's a Wrigley? Is that the name of one of your dogs? Is that a type of dog? I don't know what a Wrigley is. Is it a coffee frother? I don't know what we're talking about. Oh my goodness, that's too funny. All right, I gotta keep going here. All right, so what held me back? So there was just a point in time where I had decided I could not stand where my Yorkie, oh, maybe someday I'll have a Yorkie, but it'll be a long time for now. Good morning, Coach. Good morning, Corey. So before I decided I couldn't stand the mindset I was in, before I stepped into what I feel is my authenticity, there were some decisions I was making. There was choices I was making. There was things I was doing that was holding me back from stepping into who I said I wanted to become. You know, it took tons of books, tons of podcasts, I changed my circle of friends, but I'm going to share with you some of those things. Good morning, Michelle. So forever and ever and ever, I didn't love what was. I didn't love what I had. I complained about everything. I complained about my jobs. I complained about where I lived. I complained about my weight. I complained about my looks. I complained about all of it. And that was a huge step I had to take, realizing I had to love all of those things to no longer be in that crazy, sad, poor mindset. One of the things I learned was love what you do until you can do what you love. So if you're somebody right now you complain about your job all the time, that is a bummer. That is something that really takes a toll on our mental positivity and things like that. Love what you do until you can do what you love. And do you even know what that would be? Or do you just go day in and day out, not loving what you're doing, but having no idea what it is that you would love? It's time to really dig deep and find out what that is. Kayla, yes, been there. Love where you are. Love where you are until you can be where you love. I don't think that this home is my forever home. I don't think that Bellevue Street is my forever street, or that maybe even Green Bay is my forever home. But until that happens, I'm going to love where I'm at. That took me forever. It took me forever. Again, constantly complaining. I wanted a nicer house. I wanted a better street. I wanted. Now I walk through our house saying, I love our home. I love our yard. I love where we are, because the second you don't, again, you're pulled back into that pit, into the crab bucket. Love the people who you are with until you can be with the people you love the most. Love the people you're with until you can be with people you love the most. That's where we find real happiness. That's where we find real happiness, my friends. All right. Another thing that held me back, I was always waiting. Susan, it's all about attitude. It really is. It really is. I was always waiting. I was always waiting to do something. I would talk big things, but I would always wait then for Monday. Or I would always wait for the first of the month. Or as it got closer to New Year's, I was always waiting for the New Year. Or I was waiting for a new job. Or I was waiting for waiting for something else. Always waiting. Good things, and this is what I had to realize, good things don't come to those who wait. Good things come to those who work for them, who chase after them, who pursue their goals and their dreams. I always thought that if I just waited for the right opportunity, that things would just kind of happen on their own. And of course they don't. They don't. You really have to get out there and chase them. You have to get out there and put one foot in front of the other. For a long time in this area, I was very lazy. I just thought things would happen if I waited long enough. The coulda, woulda, shoulda, you have to get that out. I could have. I should have. I would have. You have to get that out of your vocabulary. Get it out of your vocabulary today. It's not doing you any good. And if it was like me, it's just holding you back from something amazing out there. I would blame my past for what I didn't have. All the time. I would blame my past for the things I didn't have. I would blame past relationships. I would blame past jobs. I would blame past experiences or past conflicts for the reason I wasn't where I wanted to be. But in reality, that was me. I chose to let those things hold me back because nobody was holding me down, telling me I couldn't go forward. But it was easy to believe that those things were the reason I was not getting what I wanted to get. I had to look at the present. I had to ask myself, what can I do now that will bring me closer to where I want to be? What can I eat today that's going to get me closer to my goals? How could I move today to get closer to my goals? How could I show up at my job to get closer to my goals? How was I reacting to certain situations? Was that getting me closer to my goals? Annette, good morning. Debbie, good morning. So I really, again, had to take a step back and look at me. It was so easy to wait and wait and wait. And when things didn't happen, blame something or somebody else. Here's a good one. I had an ungrateful heart. I had an ungrateful heart. I put myself in negative places by having that ungrateful heart. Good morning, Dee Dee. It kept me, again, at the bottom of the crab bucket. When you have an ungrateful heart, who do you think you're surrounded by? You're surrounded by other people who have ungrateful hearts. And you can't see the good in the world because you are clouded by all of the ungratefulness that you have, all of the ungratefulness that people around you have. All you see is how you were slighted of something, how something was taken from you, how you weren't given the same opportunities. I lived with a very ungrateful heart, my friends. Even when I was in the most peaceful surroundings, my ungrateful heart found drama, found negativity, found things to complain about. I had to find a grateful heart to find peace. And I think we've talked about this before. When you wake up every day or before you go to bed every night, find something to be grateful for. You don't have to have a list a mile long, but can you find one thing that you were grateful for? That was something huge for me because truly, 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 I had an ungrateful heart, but I did not recognize it at the time. The people I surrounded myself with had ungrateful hearts, and I chose not to see it because I let myself be in the same place. So good morning. Here's another one. Here's another one, and this is a big one, and I know a lot of people struggle with this. It was the people that I had surrounded myself with. I wouldn't allow myself to grow or to be better because that meant I was outgrowing my friends. It meant that I was outgrowing some of my family, and I was afraid. I was so afraid to lose relationships that as I did start to grow, I kept it a secret. When I started on my journey, my health and my fitness and giving up, I kept it all a secret. I didn't tell anybody because number one, I didn't want them to feel bad. I didn't want them to look at me differently. I didn't want our relationship to end because I had heard about that. How when you start to change, your circle of friends changed. And I didn't want that to happen. But what I didn't realize was it needed to happen. It needed to happen. I was making choices with those people that were not allowing me to grow, because I wanted to stay the same with them. Susan, years ago, I made a happy jar and wrote down one happy thing that happened each day. It helped turn my attitude around. I love that. That is a great idea for anybody who wants to find that joy to start that jar. I love that. What I found with my friends, as I finally did, when I started reading more and more about how you had to change and how people were not going to like that, sometimes people would say things to me like, you think you're better than us now? And they would say it in a joking tone. But you know that behind all of those little jokes, when something like that is said, there is a little bit of truth to that. Today, I am not friends with a lot of those people. And the people that are still in my life from that point in time are those who truly loved me for who I was and supported me for the person I was becoming. Those are the people still in my life. If those are not the people who you have surrounding you right now, you can only go so far. That it's a hard, honest truth. But if you have people who do not support and love you for wanting to grow and be a better person, that's really all about them. But they are going to hold you back. They're going to hold you back. You have to learn to step out of it. And the people who truly love and support you will still love and support you after your transformation. This is one that strikes a chord with me. Grudges. I hold on to grudges for dear life. I held on to grudges so tight. They were choking the life out of me. Even today, there are certain names of people from my past I hear, and I will tell you, everything inside of me gets all twisted up. I feel anger boil up inside of me, and I have to still say, what are you doing? You're drinking poison by holding on to that. It's hard, my friends. Grudges for me, when somebody has done me wrong or somebody said something that hurt me, it's so hard for me not to grip onto that and pull that in. But all that does is darkens my soul. It darkens my heart. It hardens my heart. And I can't give love and support if I am holding those things to my heart. It does the same thing that alcohol does for me. It makes me a different person. It clouds my judgment. It makes me not like the way I feel. It makes me not like the person I am. That is something I have to work hard on still every day today. Grudges that I've carried from 10, 15, 20 years ago, that when something comes up, I have that feeling, I have that twist, I have that heartache. I have to work very, 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 very hard at that, my friends. I've had to learn the best medicine. The best medicine for that is a strong dose of love. It's a strong dose of love. It's laughter, and it is letting go, as hard as that is. I know that you have scars. I know that you have hurts. None of us are getting through this life without that. We have to learn to love, though. Somebody told me once, say a prayer for those people that you feel that for. Say a prayer for them, and then say a prayer for yourself. Because you can't hold a grudge against somebody that you're praying for. And I found that to be very, 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 very true. And every night before I go to bed, I say the prayers. I say my prayers. I do it all because that is what keeps me whole. That is what keeps me joyful and keeps me moving. Here's another good one. When I started, as I was creeping into my journey, one of the things that held me back was I felt like I had to have a certain look. I felt like I had to talk a certain way. I didn't feel like I could have the loudest laugh in the room. I felt like I had to fit in with the crowd, and that held me back so much. When I finally was able to step into myself, that is when I really grew. When I knew that I could be authentically me and not care what other people thought about me. And that was a tough one, because even sometimes I would laugh so loud, I would embarrass my children. And they would want to shush me. And I did for a long time. I didn't want to embarrass my children. Oh no. My siblings, I didn't want to embarrass them with my loud laugh, with my boisterous belly shaking laugh. Now I am going to belly laugh. I don't care where I am. I don't care who's around. I want to laugh. I want to smile. I want to be joyful. I don't care about the gray hair. I don't care about the crazy eyebrows or the lack of lashes or I've got my big mole. I don't care. I don't care what it all looks like anymore. Because when you care what other people think, you can only grow so far. You're going to be held back behind a wall, and you're just going to peek over it. But you're never going to jump over it because you're so worried about what everybody else thinks about you. That was one of the things that held me back. I didn't want people looking at me. I was ashamed of what they might think of me. And that was one of the biggest things that held me back for a long time. Deanna, your laugh is one of the things I adore about you. Well, and I have to tell you, I've embraced my laugh. And instead of stifling it or covering it up, now I just let it rip and roar. And I wish that for all of you. I wish that for all of you. Yes, your laugh is contagious and I love it. I love that. Sue, that is so me. Loud laugh, and I don't care. I love it. I love that too. All right. The very last thing that I'm going to share with you today about the things that held me back was how easily I would give up on myself. I would give up on myself almost as I was starting something. I would quit. And when I say I quit, I quit. I would give up and I wouldn't go back to whatever it was. And usually it was because I thought it was going to be too hard. I thought that there's no way a person like me would be able to do something like that. And I would start something and I would quit. And then I would start something different. I wouldn't even go back to the original. I would start something different and I would quit. And I did that throughout my life over and over and over again. My water, I used to be like, I'm gonna do better at my water. I would start for a day or two and then I would quit. I would start and I would quit. My movement, my nutrition, I would start and I would quit. I would say I'm gonna work on a better positive attitude. I would maybe read a page in a book and then I'd never pick that book back up again. One of the biggest things where I learned I could be something different was when I learned just because I didn't finish it today, or maybe I didn't do it for a day or two, doesn't mean I quit. I could still go back and pick it up and do it over again. And that is huge. I no longer give up on myself. No matter how many times I break down, there's a little voice now inside of my head that says, you're not done yet. You're not done yet. Get back up. That's the voice of my passion. And that is the voice of my courage, because that's what it's going to take. It's going to take passion and it's going to take courage. You are equipped for the journey of life. You already have everything you need, but we want to believe we don't. We want to believe we might need something. You already have it all. You have it all. Isn't that powerful? You have it all, my friends. Kelly, good morning. Guilty as charged. I've got every excuse. My husband tells me I start and I quit all the time. Do you know how many women that I have heard that from over the years, who their husbands would not let them do something or join something or participate because they quit? And I get it, right? I get it. We're talking about our finances. We're talking about our life here. But what I'm going to tell you is you just got to learn that even if one day isn't good or 2 days aren't good, you just pick it right back up then. What quitting is throwing it to the side and never, ever, ever going back to it ever again. That's quitting. But you are not done yet. Get back up. You are not done. Get back up. You are equipped for the journey of life as long as you are tapping into your talents and your gifts, but you have to recognize what they are. I can't tell you what they are. Your spouse can't tell you what they are. Your kids can't tell you what they are. Only you can tell you what your talents and your gifts are, and then you grow them from there. You grow them every day, one step at a time, one step at a time, and you just allow them to flourish. People say to me all the time, it's so easy for you. It's so easy for you to be healthy. It's so easy for you to get results. And I am going to call BS on that every single time. I have to show up and put in the work every single day, just like you. There's no difference. I have long days. I'm exhausted. You're a chuck. I yawn. I yawn more than anybody he knows. I'm a tired lady. But I still show up and I do the work. And that is why I have the results. It's not easy for me. It is far from easy. Believe me when I tell you, I tell you, the fat Roxanne is chained out back. The alcoholic Roxanne is chained out back. The depressed, sad, unmotivated, bitter, ungrateful Roxanne is chained out back. I have to work every day to make sure she stays chained out back, or she will come back again, and that is how that works. Debbie, really great talk today. All right, I yacked your ears off again today, my friends. This is where I'm going to leave it. I love you guys. I have been where you have been, maybe where you are. And if I could do it, if 240-pound Roxanne that struggled with all of this could do it, so can you. So can you. It might take you a year or two, but that time is going to pass anyway. You're going to do something anyway. So today, right now, is your chance to take that one step forward and flourish. Grow, become the person you really want to become, who you say you want to become. I know you can do it. Annette, thank you. Happy Blur's Day. Kelly, my treadmill broke and I wanted another one. My husband said you used it a couple times. I'm like, I loved it to help release my stress. Fight for what you want, my friend. Fight for what you want. If you really in your heart know that was something that you needed, you find a way to make it happen. All right, my friends, I love you all. Join Coach Chuck at noon for the new nugget. Chuck and I will be back tomorrow morning at 7 a.m. with coffee nuggets. I love you all, and I want you to know I believe in you, and I know that you can do it.